The COVID pandemic first hit, many food banks had to suspend operations because of concern over the well-being of their volunteers, many in their senior years. That's when much needed help arrived. Our Melanie Chapman went to the Ozarks Food Harvest to meet with members of the National Guard.
The National Guard is always there to step in when needed most. Here at the Ozarks Food Harvest, its service was desperately needed when COVID arrived.
Many of our volunteers are retired folks. They fall into a higher risk category already. And at that time, we really didn't know a lot of the things that we do know.
Ozarks Food Harvest President and CEO Bart Brown says they didn't have anyone to pack boxes. Staffers did as much as they could, but there's only a limited number of them.
So the National Guard stepped in and they became a lifesaver. So they completely filled the gap for us.
These volunteers come 5 days a week to pack boxes and distribute food to pantries and other agencies all across the Ozarks.
We asked the unit to be able to put some of these guys on orders, and they volunteered to step up to the plate.
But since April forward, when so many people lost their jobs at once, and so many people were not able to go back to work at once or not able to go back to work full time, the demand for that food has increased, and we're now providing 2.5 million meals a month out of this warehouse each and every month, and the demand for that is just simply not slowing down.
Sergeant Scott Seib says it's been an honor to partner with the Ozarks Food Harvest.
It's pretty unbelievable. Since the COVID pandemic, you see a lot of cars coming through the lines and actual people in need.
Even before the pandemic hit, the need for food was so great. 1 million to 1.5 million meals came out of this warehouse per month. Since, that amount has nearly doubled.
Having these National Guard folk here, it's really like having volunteers on steroids, because they're used to being very, very busy, and they're very active, and so and that couldn't come at a better time for us.
My guys are always ready to work hard, they're motivated, and we're here to provide.
Sergeant Seib says the National Guard will continue to provide support as long as there is a need. In Springfield, Melanie Chapman, Ozarks First.